Alright, so I am going to do like this vlogathon today because I feel like there's a lot of important things that I want to say and share, and I get a lot of questions about the things that I'm about to share with you. One is like, what do I eat? You know, how do you get abs? Just all these different things. But it's hard to share with somebody what you do because it's not necessarily what they need to do for their goals. So you need to ask yourself a few questions. What are my goals? Am I just looking for overall health? Am I looking for a tighter physique? Do I want to lose weight? Do I want to gain muscle? Do I want to be toned? How much bigger do I want to get? How much smaller do I want to get? Just those types of questions. Also, you need to think about what logically fits into your lifestyle, and I say that hesitantly because some of us need to just change our lifestyles in general and develop new habits. But there's a few things that we do need to do. We need to eat healthy in general and stay active. So going back to your goals, another thing you need to keep in mind is everybody's body's different, everybody's weight's different. Some of us are male, female, different heights and things like that. So we're going to have different needs for our bodies. So you need to find out how many calories that you need to maintain your weight, because once you know that, you can find out how much, you can find out about what you need to gain weight if you're gaining weight and focusing on building muscle, or how much calories you need to subtract from that amount so that you can lose weight. At this point, it starts to get more complicated, and usually people want to hire somebody to make them a meal plan and things like that and just tell them what to eat. But sometimes when they tell you what to eat, it's not food that you want to eat. So if you know your calculations, how many calories you need, what macros you need, and what I mean by macros is macronutrients, carbs, fats, proteins, and how to count them, and how to log your food, what apps help you log your food, things like that. Once you know that, then you have power, you have control over your body, and you can ask more educated questions to your personal trainer if you have one. So how to find out how many calories you need, you can do that online, just plug it in, go from there. But as far as macronutrients, that's going to depend on your goals. So I'm not going to get into that right now, but you can kind of play with the numbers, and trial and error is the best way, really, and then just do a little bit of research online. I do have a Tumblr account. I made it for myself so that I can refer back to it, use it as my own personal reference. What was I doing here, and blah, blah, blah. But I have a couple of good posts that I feel like would be beneficial for everybody. So I'll try and put the links below or right here or something. And that might help you if you want to do your own work. But most of us want to have somebody else do it for us. So that's just how things are. But so that's the most important thing. What are your goals? And then you need to find out what you're supposed to be taking in to obtain those goals. And then that brings us to the other factor, which is activity. You need to work out. And we can generalize and say there's two different types of working out. There's, aerobic type exercises, cardiovascular exercises for your heart and your lungs and your heart health, which are very important, and endurance. But there's also strength training and muscle building, stressing your muscle so that it can get stronger, so that it can get bigger, so that your bones can be stronger. And the fact is that both are very important. There's a huge population that just likes to run around. There's a huge population that just likes to build muscle and just lift weights. But we really need to find a balance with those things. So as far as cardiovascular exercise, as long as you're doing it, that's great. I would say at least once or twice a week. I think it's recommended at least 3 times a week. But the duration varies also, so just do it. And then as far as the amount that you need to do, talk to a trainer or do your own research or look at your goals and base it off that. You don't want to overdo it. You don't want to underdo it. You just got to find out what works for you. There's lots of different types of cardiovascular exercise. Just find out what you hate the least if you do hate it, or what you love the most if you do love it, and then just try and really stick to that. Make it enjoyable. Get some good music playlists for those times to pump you up and keep you going. Get a pre-workout if you need a pre-workout. I like doing the Stairmaster. I used to run, probably will run a little bit here and there. There's rowing machines, there's cycling classes. So just find out what works for you. Or you can do more of like a HIIT type exercise, high intensity interval training with, like kind of like a fast pace, and then kind of stop for a little bit or slow down and then do fast again. You can do that with weight training too, just lighter weights, and just, I don't know, that you can look up HIIT exercises online as well, or on YouTube. So, and then that brings us to weight training. So you want to make sure that you do it right, and that's where a trainer kind of comes along, or somebody that that gets good results and knows what they're doing. I suggest just looking it up online and listening to tutorials and things like that. Bodybuilding.com is a great place to go just to make sure you're doing it right, because I've seen people train other people in the gym and they're not even doing it right. So then you run into injuries, you're subject to that. So you don't want to put yourself at risk. So just do your own research, don't be lazy, get on the computer, figure out what's best, because this is your body you're talking about and you only get one. That being said, if you're not feeling it, it's not doing anything. If you're done with cardio and you're just like, well, that kind of sucked, you didn't push yourself hard enough. If you're like doing 1,000,000 reps of one exercise, you probably need to go up in weight. Things like that. So you really want to push yourself, challenge yourself. It's more exciting. It's not as boring if you challenge yourself. And then you feel good later. You get those endorphins going. So that is just the basics of eating healthy and what you need to do to reach your goals. I know I wasn't specific, but we all have different goals, so that's why I wasn't specific. So that is that.